There are places in Canada right now where a piece of land costs less than a cup of coffee, not rural land in the middle of nowhere with no water, no road, and no hope. Actual serviced residential lots in real towns with schools and businesses and people who are genuinely trying to build something. And the prices are so low that the first time most people hear them, they assume there is a catch. There is a catch, but it is not what you think. And by the end of this, you are going to understand exactly how these programs actually work, including the one town that technically profits $10 off everyone who follows through and keeps $1,000 from everyone who does not. 10 towns, real prices, real conditions, and one of them is doing something that has not been done at a national scale in Canada since the 1930s. Let us start with the one that has been quietly running this experiment longer than almost anyone knows about. Cochrane, Ontario, 8 hours north of Toronto. Nickel and lithium are all around this town, and a new base metal mine is scheduled to come online not far from there in the near future, the kind of mine where workers need to permanently relocate, not just rotate in and out on weekday shifts. As northern communities feel the pressure to build more housing to attract families and skilled workers, the town of Cochrane is working on an incentive program that would sell properties for as low as $10. The mayor, Peter Politis, put it plainly. These are typically $20,000 to $40,000 lots that we're going to provide for as low as $10. The main catch is that you have to build a home. So this isn't nostalgia driven. They needed to convince people, especially those in the natural resource workforce, to uproot their families, and the $10 figure was meant to create an incentive and generate discussion. Marketing, essentially. The concept generated significant interest quickly, with the town reportedly receiving inquiries from over 4,000 people and developers, including some internationally. That's a waiting list of 4,000 people for a town of 5,000, and the program is still being built out. Cochrane is one to watch. Now, here's the town that's been doing this since before it was cool. The rural municipality of Pipestone, located about 300 kilometers west of Winnipeg, has been selling select residential lots for $10 for approximately 15 years. Most of the videos and articles about cheap Canadian towns treat Pipestone like a recent discovery. It isn't. The program was established in 2012, and the RM has had over 20 new homes constructed since. And then there's Cupar, Saskatchewan, which predates even that. There are currently no other municipalities in Manitoba where multiple residential lots can be purchased for as little as $10. But Cupar in Saskatchewan has been offering $1 lots since the early 1990s, with free municipal taxes and water for a year thrown in. That's over 30 years of this program running before cheap Canadian town became a viral search term. Back to Pipestone, because the mechanics of how this works are genuinely interesting, and almost nobody explains them correctly. The purpose of the program is to encourage residential development. You pick your property, pay a deposit of $1,000, sign an offer agreement, build your home within the offer agreement terms, and then get a refund of $990. So the land costs $10. The deposit is $1,000, and when your house is done, you get $990 back. The town keeps $10 from everyone who completes the process and keeps the full $1,000 from anyone who backs out. You have to start building within 90 days and finish within 1 year. That's a real deadline. And on top of the land itself, Pipestone offers tax incentives, up to $6,000 for building a new home, $4,000 for buying an existing home, and $32,000 for opening a business. Newcomers to the area include families from British Columbia, Alberta, Winnipeg, and other places. People who came to work, open businesses, or join other family in the area. And the numbers back it up. About 20 homes were built in a 2-year stretch in Reston alone, representing a population increase of 50 people, not bad for a town of 500. Now, here's one that almost nobody on these lists mentions, and it's the most dramatic demographic story of all of them. South Knowlesville, New Brunswick. This is a place that went from barely existing to tracking a measurable population boom off just 5 houses. After giving away 5 lots, the town reached a population of 25 people and started planning to give away 8 more. 5 families moving in was a large enough event to be publicly counted as a demographic shift. That's how small some of these communities are, and that's how much leverage a handful of new households can actually have. Then there's Scarth, Manitoba, and this one is different from everything else on this list because Scarth isn't a struggling town trying to hold on. It's a ghost town trying to come back from the dead. Scarth was once a thriving rural community within the Pipestone area. It's now essentially empty, and it's selling $10 lots in an attempt to test whether even a dozen families can bring it back to life. That makes it one of the only places in North America where you can literally buy into a town's resurrection in real time. Not a revitalization, a resurrection. There's a difference. And the open question, the one nobody can answer yet, is whether it works. Keep that in mind because the last town on this list is doing something that reframes everything that came before it. Before we get there, let's talk about the man who dug a lake. St. Louis de Blandford, Quebec. Population around 900. About an hour southwest of Quebec City, the town purchased a large tract of land, subdivided it into 40 lots, and gave them away for free starting in 2013 to anyone willing to move there and build a house. The policy required buyers to put a $1,000 down payment on a lot and commit to building a house worth $125,000 within a year, after which the municipality refunds the down payment. One buyer, Christian Martin, received a free 5,500 square foot lot, big enough that he was able to dig a lake on his property in addition to building himself a spacious home. In a city, he said, just the land would have cost as much as the entire house. That's the scale of what free land actually means when you do the math, not a small plot. A 5,500 square foot property where someone excavated a private lake. The mayor called the program an unexpected success. All 40 original lots were spoken for, and the young population went up enough that the town started looking at bringing in a subsidized daycare. Now, Craik, Saskatchewan. This one has a filter that most programs don't. Craik attempted to reverse its decline by selling vacant lots for $1, but you can't just show up and buy one. You have to submit an application that discloses your plans to build an eco-friendly home. This is a competitive application process judged on green building intent. The town isn't just trying to grow, it's trying to grow in a specific direction. So if you're thinking about applying, you need more than a budget. You need an environmental pitch deck. If you've made it this far and you're genuinely looking into any of these programs, drop a comment below with which town caught your eye. It helps other people in the same position find each other, and honestly, it tells me what to cover next. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time because the next video in this series goes deeper on exactly what the application process looks like for the most competitive of these programs and what past applicants say they wish they'd known before they started. Now, the last one, and this is the one that reframes the whole list. As northern communities feel the pressure to build more housing to attract families and skilled workers. That framing is important because it is not unique to Cochrane. It is the thread running through every single town on this list. But what most coverage misses is that this is not a new idea. It is an old national policy being revived, town by town. Large parts of Canada were settled because the federal government gave away land to anyone willing to show up and farm it. That policy largely ended in the 1930s. But some small towns are continuing it themselves, not as a quirky marketing stunt, but as a direct continuation of a scrapped national program. And here's the part that almost no one reports. At least 10 communities across Canada are currently offering land for $10 or less for those willing to put down roots. And beyond the towns, there is still unclaimed Crown land in northern Canada being offered directly to individuals willing to commit to farming it, meaning the free land story is not purely historical. A genuinely current, ongoing offer still exists at the federal and provincial level, not just inside small town programs. So here's where we actually are. 10 towns, prices ranging from free to $10, programs that are competitive, time-limited, and tied to real construction requirements. A ghost town in Manitoba testing whether it can come back. A man in Quebec who dug a lake. A northern Ontario city that had 4,000 people raise their hands before the program even launched. And a national policy that Canada officially abandoned nearly a century ago, now being quietly revived, one $10 lot at a time, by towns that could not wait for Ottawa to figure it out. The idea that affordable land in Canada does not exist anymore is not quite right. The land exists. The programs exist. What most people are missing is the fine print. And now you have it. If this was useful, the video on screen right now covers the most isolated towns in Canada and why people still live there. That one's worth your time.